Hi internet friends, welcome back to Paradise Lost in Books. I'm Christy, and today I have an original book tag for you. This is the Sex and the City book tag. Sex and the City is one of my all-time favorite shows. I think if you are one of those people that's like, oh, that show looks stupid, it's just about men and sex and whatever, I think you'd be surprised by how intelligent this show actually is. So if you haven't seen it, I highly recommend it, but if you have seen it, then hopefully you will enjoy this book tag. And I have 10 questions, so let's go ahead and jump in. Question number 1, New York, the setting for Sex and the City. Name a book that is set in the Big Apple. And for this one, I went with The Wasteland by Stephen King. The whole thing isn't set in New York, but we get Jake's story and Jake coming to the quartet in this book. So a lot of it is set in New York, and both Eddie and Susanna are from New York. So New York is really important to the Dark Tower series as a whole. So even though it's not entirely set in New York, I feel like this counts. Question number 2 is Carrie Bradshaw, a character who is led by their emotions. And for this one, I went with America's Singer from the selection by Kiera Cass. I spent this whole series thinking, oh my god, what is wrong with you? Everything she does is led by her emotions, and her emotions change so easily, and every time her emotions change, her mind changes with it, and she's very much like Carrie, in my opinion. Question number 3 is Charlotte York, a character that has very traditional values. And for this, I went with Bilbo Baggins from The Hobbit. I realized that this is the DVDs, but I couldn't find our copy of the book. But Bilbo is very traditional at first. He's very reluctant to go on the adventure because hobbits don't go on adventures, and that's not what hobbits do and all that kind of stuff. But obviously, in the end, he ends up going on an adventure. But he's still a hobbit at heart. Question number 4, Samantha Jones, the most independent and confident female character you can think of. I went with Mustang from the Red Rising series by Pierce Brown. Mustang takes no crap from anyone. She knows that she's smart, and she knows she can handle herself, and she will not be pushed around. Just like Samantha, she is not here to take your shit, and she will let you know it. Next question is Miranda Hobbes, a character that hides behind a wall of cynicism. For this, I went with Sadie Kane from The Kane Chronicles by Rick Riordan. When we first meet Sadie, she is very sarcastic and cynical, especially for her age. She's only like 11 or 12 or something like that, but she is very jaded and very not here for your crap. So she's very much like Miranda in the sense that she has a sarcastic comeback for literally everything, and she's super funny. Question number 6 is Mr. Big, a problematic OTP you can't help but ship. In case you don't know this about me, I think Carrie and Big's relationship is super problematic, but that's probably a video for another day. But for this question, I went with Ringer and Razor from the Fifth Wave series by Rick Yancey. I don't really like this series, but for some reason, even though Razor tricked Ringer and lied to her and did all kinds of horrible things, he still ended up sacrificing for her in the end, and they just had such a weird relationship, but I still ship it, even though this is not my favorite series. But they were super adorable in their own weird, strange, semi-problematic way. Next question is Harry Goldenblatt, the OTP you didn't see coming. For this, I had to go with Farah and Reese from the ACOTAR series. Don't mind the page flags, I'm still working on my book banter for this book. Most people, I think, when you first read ACOTAR, are team Farah and Tamlin all day long, and then all of a sudden, Sarah J. Maas is like, BAM! Guess what? No TP, Phelan. Your OTP is going to be Farah and Reese from now on. So definitely didn't see that coming, but I'm glad it happened because they are my OTP-est of OTPs. Next question is Smith Jerrod, a character that is unwaveringly loyal. I had to go with K.L. Westfall from the Throne of Glass series by Sarah J. Maas. He's literally defined by his loyalty. It might be his only personality trait, but he is incredibly loyal, and I think that he's a lot like Smith Jerrod. He is devoted to one person or one cause, and that is what he will live and die by. Question number 9, Steve Brady, a lovable goofball. Steve is like my favorite character from Sex and the City, by the way. I went with Leo Valdez from the Heroes of Olympus series by Rick Riordan. Leo is so adorable and he is hilarious. Percy tries to be funny, but Leo is actually funny, and he is my favorite lovable goofball character of all time. And the last question is Aidan Shaw, an OTP that would have worked out in a perfect world. And for this, I went with Alison Oliver from Dreamology by Lucy Keating. I didn't love this book, but I hated the ending. Alice should have ended up with Oliver so much more than Max. Like, ugh. It's just so annoying that she didn't end up with Oliver. Oliver was such a sweet, adorable little nerd, and she should have ended up with him. Alright guys, that is it for my Sex and the City book tag. Also tag any other fellow Sex and the City fans out there, because I'd love to see your answers to these questions. Thank you so much for taking the time to watch this video, guys. If you enjoyed it, I do hope you'll give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel, and I will see you next time. Bye!